Right now, artificial intelligence needs physical homes, driving an infrastructure build-out that is scaling at an astonishing rate. This chart shows Moody's projection for global data center spending over the next 5 years. You can see the capital investment scaling rapidly, expected to reach $3 trillion by 2030. The money behind this curve comes directly from tech giants. OpenAI and SoftBank, for example, have committed billions to their Stargate initiative to build server campuses that can span hundreds of acres. Yet, while tech capital pours into these server farms, the rest of the commercial construction market is softening, with private, non-residential spending sliding downward in recent months. For a mid-sized general contractor, this creates a major problem. A $16 billion hyperscale campus requires capital reserves and labor resources that lock out almost everyone except the largest national builders. So, if you run a mid-sized construction firm, you are looking at an economy where the only sector experiencing massive growth is built to keep you out. How do you survive? This diagram illustrates the infrastructure footprint of a modern data center. While the server hall sits at the center, an enormous ecosystem of cooling systems, power grids, and civil works must be built to support it. A significant share of the work on these megaprojects happens completely outside the building itself. We're talking about clearing land for access roads and laying massive underground utility trenches. This peripheral ring is where mid-sized civil and utility contractors have a distinct advantage. They can pivot their bidding strategies to capture the capital flowing into the outer edges of the site, leaving the server halls to the megabuilders. The wealth of this infrastructure boom is often found in the concrete and subterranean pipes, the essential materials that allow the digital infrastructure to function. But there is also another way in. Not all data centers are massive, multi-acre campuses built in rural farmland. There is a growing demand for edge computing and co-location sites. These are smaller, denser facilities, built closer to end users, often involving the retrofit of an existing commercial lot. Their budgets align with the capacity of a mid-tier contractor. Whether it's a massive hyperscale campus or a small edge facility, every project is hitting the same physical bottleneck: electrical power. Artificial intelligence workloads require immense amounts of electricity. This sudden draw is forcing local utility companies to negotiate new, flexible interconnection agreements and scramble for immediate grid capacity upgrades. Firms that specialize in building electrical substations, installing backup generators, or designing power-efficient infrastructure are now some of the most sought-after teams in the industry. To keep up with the complexity and the volume of bids coming in, many of these smaller contractors are even using AI themselves, deploying automated estimating and scheduling software to expand their project capacity. By combining edge facility construction with electrical grid upgrades, a mid-sized generalist firm transforms into an essential, highly specialized player in the AI infrastructure pipeline. Executing this pivot, however, carries severe operational risks. If you are going to bid on these projects, you have to navigate a complex minefield. This chart shows the widening gap between the explosive demand for data center projects and the limited supply of specialized construction labor. Sending the right electricians, pipe fitters, and engineers to staff these sites is increasingly difficult. The shortage is so acute that companies like Google and Meta are now directly investing hundreds of millions of dollars into local workforce academies just to ensure there are enough tradespeople to build their facilities. But perhaps the most unpredictable risk for a contractor is intense pushback from the local community. Residents frequently organize to block new data centers, citing the massive drain on local water tables for cooling systems, the strain on the power grid, and the persistent noise. For a contractor, a halted project means bleeding money. It is an operational necessity to build strict legal contingencies into your contracts, ensuring you aren't forced to absorb the costs of a months-long zoning dispute. The path forward requires a specific focus. Target the peripheral infrastructure, bid on local edge computing builds, protect your margins legally, and utilize software to streamline operations. Contractors following this strategic pivot secure a vital role in the supply chain, building the essential physical backbone for the AI revolution.